name is Fred Mertens, the creator of the Mass Training Program, coming to you from massmembers.com, a service that's designed to help you maximize your Martial Arts Academy's net results. Enough with the commercial. Silver bullet number 2. What do you say when you're asked, what do you do, and does it give you the opportunity to gain a new student? The answer is maybe, probably not. And it's because we haven't expanded our level of thinking in terms of what we have to tell someone about what we do and the benefits that are gained from our program in a concise presentation. Listen, if you want to become a great salesperson, if you want to become almost an evangelistic style recruiter for your Martial Arts Academy, you have to know what to say and how to say it. So here we go. I'm going to teach you an elevator pitch. And that's an old school method of allowing someone to understand the benefits of what it is that you sell. Now, elevator pitches are historically designed to take about 90 seconds, the amount of time it would take you to go in an elevator from level 1 to maybe floor number 5. Here's what you do. When somebody asks you what you do at wherever you might be, a PTA meeting, a social event, you need to ask the question, well, I'm curious, are you a parent? Now, if they say no, we have another presentation that addresses the needs of an adult student. However, if they are a parent, ask how old their children are. Now listen, when you ask a parent about their kid, get ready. I mean, take a deep breath because you're about to hear about them. I mean, just the next time you see me, ask me about Elizabeth, my little daughter. I'll spend the next 10 minutes telling you how wonderful she is. Well, anyway, once the smoke clears and they tell you, ask them this question with a degree of sincerity and a tonality which expresses a degree of curiosity. Have you ever met or do you know a child you just love to talk to? You know, because they're emotionally engaged in the conversation. You know, a kid who's completely self-confident, a child who has impeccable manners, who's always well behaved, the type of child who knows how to treat other children and does what he's told when he's told by the people who love and care for him, like his parents, relatives, even a school teacher. Have you ever met or do you know a child like this? See, what I've done is I've created what's called a depiction. I've allowed them to recognize or at least understand or to potentially comprehend the result of what I do, not necessarily the mechanics of how I do it. See, when you talk about specifics in regards to martial arts, most people who haven't trained have no idea what the heck you're talking about. And since that's the case, they'd what? They don't see any potential value. So let's go back to the presentation, shall we? So once you ask, do they have children? Once you ask how old they are, and they give you information, go with it again. Have you ever met or do you know a child you just love to talk to? Because they're emotionally engaged in the conversation. You know, a child who's completely self-confident. A kid who has impeccable manners, who is always well behaved. The type of child who knows how to treat other children. Who does what he's told, when he's told, by the people who love and care for him. Like his parents, his relatives, even his school teachers. Have you ever met or you know a child like this? Now, no matter what their answer, you continue on by telling them this. Mrs. Lewis, this is what I do for a living. I teach families the secrets about how to raise better behaved kids. Kids who get great grades in school, are active, physically fit and healthy, have super self-confident, and are well-liked and popular in school. Mrs. Lewis, I teach children how to make better choices about who to become friends with and to always do their best. This is what I do for a living. And I teach these valuable life skills in the safe, clean, professionally operated Leadership Academy. And the lessons are taught using principles and martial art traditions that date back 2,000 years and are proven to be a real advantage in everyday life. Now, may I help you find out how my academy can improve your child's life by offering you a free, no-risk introductory lesson. All I need is your best telephone number and maybe an email address to contact you with all the information, okay? As a matter of fact, we're having beginners start class all this week. So which day would be best for you to come in to find out about our program and see how it makes sense for your child? Class time's either 5 or at 6. Which day and time work best for you? Great. Now, do you know how to get to our academy? Now, when you arrive, I'll be there to meet you. And here's what we'll do. First, I'll show you around the academy. Then I'll introduce you to the chief instructor, where I'll explain exactly what qualifies me to be your child's martial arts teacher. I'll find out exactly what you want your child to learn from martial arts. Then we'll sit down and set him up with his uniform and take our first lesson together. And after the lesson, I'll review all the details about our program. And this tour, this first lesson, will only take about 40 minutes. So I'll see you Thursday at 5 o'clock. Now, if something happens between now and the time of your first lesson, give me a call and we'll work out an appointment that will work best. Okay? Now, once you realize that when people first meet you and they are inclined to find out more about you, it's our obligation to our academy, to the growth of our school, to do our best to recruit people. Listen closely. If you want to build an academy, the academy of your dreams, you have to become almost evangelistic about recruiting people into your school. And the best way to do that is communicate not the idea of what you do, but the benefits of what can be earned through your instruction. When you help people recognize what may potentially happen for them or for their children, they will in fact come, and they'll come in groves. I think groves is a number of people. I'm not sure how big that is, but it sounds good. My point is this. Until you understand that how you explain what you do in terms of how it benefits the students, it's very difficult to conjure up in the imagination of the person you're speaking to the potential value of your membership, because it's that perceived value that will determine someone will or will not take advantage of your initial offering to come in and find out more about who you are and how you may potentially help them. So that's silver bullet number 2. Understanding exactly how to explain what you do and how it may potentially have a net and positive effect on the people you're able to help. Good luck.